Live from the Pepper J Production Studios in Hollywood, California, it's time for ActorsE Chat Show. Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Now, with nearly 1,400 entertainment celebrity guests and over 6 million viewers worldwide, every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. A co-production of Pepper J Productions and Live Video Inc., a Kurt Kelly company. It's the ActorsE Chat Show.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to ActorsE Chat. I'm your host, Reggie Watkins, and today we have an amazing guest. He's a personal friend of mine. I'm so glad that he decided to come on and do the show. You've seen him on, lately, you all probably know him from Sons of Anarchy, where he was on for, I believe, 3 seasons. And just recently getting on HBO, fantastic, wonderful show. A little story about this guy before we even get started. I met him at the gym. We were working out at 24 Hour Fitness in Sherman Oaks. And, you know, that's where actors go and try to stay in shape and look good. And so I met him at the gym, and we got to talking about, you know, acting and the passions and what we were about. And he was a former football player, and I was a former football player. He was a little more successful than me, but it's neither here nor there. I met some friends of his, and they introduced me to doing background work on commercials years ago, doing football commercials. And so we go and we be these football players and pads and whatever, and you make good money doing background work as a commercial extra. And from there, I worked on one commercial with them, and just he was a cool dude. He was always on his phone all the time, though, texting, always talking to somebody, whatever. And then the next time I saw him, he offered me a job. He had a job opportunity for me. He's like, hey, we're going to go shoot this commercial. Would you like to come work? And I just like to tell that little story because this town is all about relationships. You know what I mean? When you are cool with people and you can work with people and you're just a cool hang, people want to be around you and they will offer you work. And when they're good people, they want to keep you working. They want to keep you around because they like to see other people doing well. So with that, I want to introduce my friend, LaMonica Garrett. Yay! LaMonica. Okay, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. You know,
Yes,
you remember the story.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah,
it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago, but we went through it. And we did it, and we're here now. So the way this is going to go is we're going to start from the beginning. You know, we're going to start from, you know, early childhood, and we'll go all the way through, and you know, schooling and how you got to where you're at right now, sitting in this chair. Right. But before we do any of that, we got to start with LaMonica.
Yeah.
Yeah. How?
I got a lot of slack for that.
Yeah. How did that come about?
Actually, I was named after a football player.
Okay.
Yeah, Daryle LaMonica played for the Raiders.
Daryle LaMonica.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mad Bomber.
Mad Bomber.
Okay.
Yeah, the Madden era.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm from San Francisco. Okay. So, you know, parents, big Bay Area, 49. I'm a 49er guy, though.
Yes.
Named after a
Everybody
Raider, I'm a 49er guy.
Everybody should be 49er guy.
Yeah. But that's where the name came from. You know, it toughened me up when I was little.
Yeah.
And I was one of those guys had a real late growth spurt.
Okay.
So I was a little dude graduating.
Oh, there's Daryle LaMonica.
Check
right
him
there.
out.
Look at the old tops.
Mad Bomber,
card.
number 3. That was my number in high school, too.
That was my number in high school, too.
Check that out.
Yeah, you was copying me.
Check that out.
All right. That's cool. Okay, so LaMonica was the name. But hold on. You got LaMonica. Your dad was not a Niner fan? How did you become a Niner fan? Your dad was a Raider fan.
I grew up maybe 15 minutes from Candlestick.
Okay.
So, you know, it was what it was. Montana. My firstborn is going to be named Montana, boy or girl. Really? I got to keep the tradition going.
And you already just already going to say that?
That's it's going to have to happen.
Okay. All right. So, you know, if you end up having a child with him, it's
Montana,
it's
number 1.
That's it. Mad Bomber, look at that. We got, look at the graphics. Oh, look at that was probably the 80s right there.
And you know it's a trip on Monday Night Football whenever Tom Brady's breaking a record or whenever, you know, Brett Favre's doing something. And only 3 quarterbacks in the history have done this, and his name pops up. Everybody calls me like, yo, your name's on TV. I'm like, I know, y'all. That's who I was named after.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were born 15 minutes from Candlestick, and you went to school in San Francisco area, or did you, what happened?
The early part of my childhood, I grew up South City.
South City?
Yeah, moved out here, moved to Los Angeles as an early teen.
Okay.
And we moved down. I hated to leave, but you know, you got to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Family decided to leave, you got to go.
So you were in middle school, high school here?
Middle school and high school in Los Angeles.
High school? Yeah. Okay. Where'd you go to high school?
Burbank High.
Burbank High.
Yeah.
Burbank
Bulldog
High.
Pride.
Bulldog
BHS.
Pride. Okay.
Yeah.
And there, did you play sports? Were you?
I played football. Like I said, I had a late growth spurt. So I played, but I wasn't the star of the team or anything.
Okay.
I had to earn my way, I had to work my way up. Didn't have any scholarship offers. Went to junior college, from the LA Valley College.
Okay.
Right here in Van Nuys, California.
All right.
And I got a scholarship from there playing linebacker to Central State in Ohio.
Okay.
And that's where I played. And the year I came in, Hugh Douglas had just got drafted like 8th overall.
Hugh Douglas.
Hugh Douglas played with the Eagles.
Eagles. Philadelphia. Yeah, and then he was on ESPN for a little bit.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Like, he was just that dude.
Yeah,
you know,
at your college.
No, when he got to the NFL, he was Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So the next year, everyone you could imagine. Yeah, there's Hugh.
There's Hugh.
Yeah.
Look, big neck Hugh.
Yeah, that's
right,
a big, strong dude.
Yeah.
Big, strong dude. So the next season, after he left, our pro day, combines and all that, every scout you could imagine was trying to find the next Hugh Douglas.
Okay.
So every one of us had good opportunities and good looks, but, the NFL, it's vicious.
It's tough.
It's tough.
So, all right, at Burbank High, were you trying to act? Did you think there was something you wanted to do?
I was in plays. I did.
You were in plays in high school?
Middle school.
Wow.
I was in plays in, like elementary school in San Francisco. Like, I've always been entertaining, that kind of.
What was the first play that you remember? Your first play.
First play I could remember, it was Crying Away.
Crying Away.
Yeah, I was 8 years old.
You was crying?
I didn't have, my mother in the play was crying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she did most of the crying. But I had, a few scenes. It introduced me to the world of acting, and it was great.
All right.
It was great.
So you got the acting bug from a youngster.
Yeah.
In Crying Away.
Yeah.
You weren't crying, your mom was crying.
A lot.
And then, so from there, so you're doing plays, and now as a kid, was there anything that you were watching that was, did you always think that you wanted to be an entertainer as a kid? Was that something you wanted to do? Was that your dream as a child?
I wanted to play football and act.
Football and act?
Yeah.
You trying to be like Joe Namath?
Juggernaut. Yeah, you had to do a lot of it.
Yeah.
You had to go about it the right way, but yeah, football and acting, and I watched Robert Townsend growing up.
Oh, Robert Townsend.
A lot of Robert Townsend movies, like Kenny Ivory Wayans, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, like those kind of movies got me like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Hollywood
Broadway,
Shuffle.
Broadway Joe?
Check him out.
With the mink on?
There's the fur.
Boy.
Broadway Joe.
Okay, you get Phil Simms in the corner over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanted to be an actor and football player. You were watching Keenan, Robert, the whole deal. So in high school, you're doing plays. Did you ever think about it as a career, like in high school? Did you ever think about, okay, maybe, because you're here in Burbank.
Not really. I never thought about it.
You never thought about
I went
agent
to the same
or
I went to the same high school as Kim Fields.
Kim Fields, okay.
Yeah, but it seems so far-fetched. Even living out here in Burbank, you don't really think about Hollywood as Hollywood.
Yeah.
It seems like something that's so far away from you. But I was just playing sports. And sports was like, that was going to get me to where I wanted to go. And I had a lot of backing. My dad played sports. Dad played football. My brother played football. So football was just what I did. But every talent show, I was always on stage. I was always doing something, whether it was rapping, whether it was singing. I butchered Happy from the Boys. That song Happy. You remember that one?
I don't remember that.
Happy, she's the saddest little girl around. Boyfriend. Yeah, well, that's how it sounded back then. Too.
Yeah, so okay. The melody just wasn't hitting.
I in front of the whole school, I butchered that song, but I left there with a new girlfriend. So, it worked out in the end.
Okay, all right. So you were doing talent shows, doing all that. You went to Central. You said Central Ohio?
Central State in Ohio.
Central State in Ohio.
Yeah.
Now, when you were there, did you do any acting?
Not really.
It was just
wasn't
all
really
football.
Structured. Yeah, it was football day and night.
Okay. And how was living in Ohio? I mean, how was that for you?
It was rough.
Rough.
Yeah, I mean, nothing against Ohioans, but I'm coming from San Francisco, coming from Los Angeles, West Coast, the heat. I wanted to experience something different. I wanted to go to the snow.
Okay.
And about 2 months into the snow, I was calling around to see what other scholarship offers I had, trying to get out of school. But I said, let me stick it out, and I'm better for it.
Yeah.
I experienced it. I have no rush to get back there. Now I want to go to the snow. I'll go to Big Bear, California, or Mammoth, go snowboarding, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did 4 years.
3 years.
3 years at Central State in Ohio. You graduate, and then what? What's up with football? What's going on with football?
I worked out for a couple teams. Worked out with the Lions. That didn't work out. Worked out with the Rams. Got hurt. Tried out again next year. Moved in with my girlfriend at the time. She was in Atlanta.
Okay.
And she left Central State, went down to Clark. So I moved down there to train and rehab to try to get back, working out with the NFL.
Yeah. What was your injury?
Lower back.
Okay.
Blew out, lower disc in my, it was brutal.
Okay.
So went to Atlanta, trained for a while, tried out for the Redskins, tried out for the Rams again. It didn't work out, so what's next?
Yeah.
So,
All right. So you do that, you go through, and just a little insight into that. So you went to the combine. Did you go to the combine?
We had a combine.
You had a combine after school. You had a pro day
day
at school. What were your times? What were your numbers?
I ran a 4.5 40.
I ran a 4.5 40 as well. Okay.
37-inch vertical, 10-2 broad jump, 225 reps, 32 times. I was a beast.
How many? 225?
225 pounds.
32 times?
32 times, yeah.
Okay.
I was the beast at the pro day.
I did 33. Okay. So 30. So we did that. We went through all that. We tried out and we're trying out, and you're constantly being told no by these teams. How did that make you feel? How was that? What was going on in your mind
Well,
at that
it's tough
time?
because football. When I first got with my agency, they said, "What's tougher, football or acting?" And I'm like, they both have their own significant challenges, but football, once you get out of college, you have that one shot, that 1 year.
Yeah.
And each year after that, it's already slim and none to begin with. So each year after that, it's pretty much never going to happen for you.
Yeah.
Acting, it's tough in itself, but you have year after year to get better and better and better, and some people don't even hit until their 40s or their 50s or, whenever.
Yeah.
If you have perseverance to stick around. So they're both tough, but, football, it's challenging, man. It was you learn a lot of life lessons from playing football.
Yeah, hard knocks. Well, we have a question from our audience, and we will take that right now.
I want to thank all of our ActorsE Chatters. We appreciate you Monday through Friday live from Hollywood, California. LaMonica, we have a question from Toronto. They know that you're here as an actor, but they want to know, any advice for someone that really would like to get into professional football?
Professional football, you would, football is the only sport in this country where you could follow a career of a player from high school all the way up, through college. And then, basketball, you're getting a lot of overseas guys. Baseball, you're getting, a lot of, international players. Football, I say get in college. Or you could, just have an open tryout somewhere if you hear something. Like back in the day, they used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Not really so much now, but I guess get in college and work your way up. Walk on a team and work.
You could have asked me too, because I did 33 reps and he did 32.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll jump on that as well. I mean, it's also the same thing with acting. You've just got to be about it 100% every day. You know what I mean? If this is what you really want to do, if you want to play football, then be about football every day. Watch football, play football, practice football.
Both feet in.
All the time. You got to be
dabble.
all the time.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. You're watching ActorsE Chat. I'm your host, Reggie Watkins. We'll be right back after a word from one of our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Anna Shaw Ray, here to share with you a terrific online gift store, ArtistStore.com. ArtistStore is an online art colony of completely original and absolutely affordable gifts and fine art. ArtistStore is particularly fun because it includes many unique and one-of-a-kind gifts, cards, and wall art that you can't get anywhere else. For example, in the gift section, ArtistStore carries beautiful apparel art ties. Yes, art ties. Ties hand-decorated with jewelry, fringe, beads, and all sorts of stuff. Animal art ties, art deco ties, music ties, you name it. And best of all, the ties are for both men and women and can be worn well with a pair of jeans or in a tux. ArtistStore also has inspirational corporate jungle posters. Joe Sabatino likes the poster of the hippo. He put it on his refrigerator to remind him of what not to look like. Yes, clown art, custom airbrush t-shirts, hand-knit scarves, photography, handmade decorated soaps, and more, all on one site, ArtistStore.com. I especially enjoy the artwork by Brennan's section of ArtistStore. Brennan offers his artwork on note cards, mugs, and wall art, whether it's cocktail ladies, a smoking clown, or Ben and Becky's art for a child's room. Brennan's unique watercolor or pen and ink art will be perfect for the occasion. And when you use the discount code ActorsReporter at checkout, you'll get 10% off your entire ArtistStore order. ArtistStore.com. That's spelled A-R-T-I-S-T-O-R. That's A-R-T-I-S-T-O-R. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. ArtistStore.com for all your unique gift needs.
Hey, welcome back to ActorsE Chat. I'm your host, Reggie Watkins. Make sure to visit our sister site, Actors Reporter. Amazing website. Make sure to click on the discount link and just peruse. Take a look. Do some shopping. Nina Falk course. Oh, amazing. Filmmakers and Actors is a great course. Click on that. She's amazing. John Michael Ferrari was just on there. We have emotional healing for actors, business and marketing for the actor, and now productions. And now we're back with my guest, LaMonica Garrett. We were talking about football and your career, and so we ended up with you being in Atlanta. And so how did you come back to LA?
After I saw football wasn't going to happen for me, I moved back home. And part 2 of the chapter, I wanted to, get into acting.
Okay.
Didn't know how to go about it. So I got a job at Federal Express.
FedEx.
I had to make some money.
All right.
Working at Federal Express. And interestingly enough, my route was on the Warner Brothers lot.
Wow.
So I'm delivering to Clint Eastwood. I'm delivering to the set of Friends, Drew Carey show back then. Everybody Loves Raymond, ER.
Wow.
I'm just seeing all these people, and I'm, just rubbing elbows with these guys. Everyone was great. I'm like, this is what I want to be.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the FedEx guy. You're always bringing something good. So, hey, LaMonica, I'm coming in. I'm delivering gifts and presents and all the good stuff. And I'm like, how do I get to be on one of these shows? Didn't know how to go about it.
Okay.
My girlfriend at the time, she was an actress.
Okay.
She still is, model, and she got me with her print agent.
Okay. And who was that? Who was your first print agent?
It was Auto Models.
Auto Models.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Hollywood.
Okay.
And it was around the same time where 9/11 happened.
Oh wow.
So my lot was dissolved on the Warner Brothers lot because of anthrax. So they had me at the station at Federal Express, gave me a pair of rubber gloves and says, here, you got to check for anthrax in the boxes. I said, okay, who do I give my notice to? 2 weeks? Do I got to do this formally or I could just write something right here? So after a couple, 2.5 years at FedEx, left there after 9/11 and got into modeling.
Okay.
A little bit of modeling with Otto, and was doing print jobs and got into commercials, started doing commercial work, to get bills paid.
So was Otto your commercial and print? Oh, hold up. Oh.
Hey, check that out.
Well, cover your eyes.
That wasn't that long ago, actually.
That was recent, huh?
That was recent.
Okay, now you got the little.
Yeah, that was at 32 reps working.
Oh, okay.
That's what that was.
Now I see the beard.
Yeah.
All right, then the suit.
Yeah.
You fill out the suit? Okay.
A little bit. I can hang it.
Okay. So you said you started doing commercials.
Yeah.
Was Otto your commercial representation as well?
They handle commercials as well.
So now what was your first commercial booking?
My first commercial was IBM.
IBM.
It was a spot with a lot of ex-NBA basketball players, Muggsy Bogues, Detlef Schrempf, Bill Laimbeer. It was infrastructure versus... It was like my name was Hacker in the commercial. It was like we were the bad team, like Spam, Hacker, we were going against the good guys, George Gervin and all those guys.
Okay. Oh, I remember this commercial.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them. And my roommate at the time, he needed a ride to the audition. I'm like, man, I can do this. Like there was 100 guys in the gym. It was basketball.
Yeah.
I was like, you think they'd let me? He was like, give it a shot.
Yeah.
I went, put some trunks on, and before you know it, I booked the job. And it was like 10. I got 10 spots out of that. And the only reason they hired me because I had a big afro at the time, and they wanted to dye it red.
Okay,
like, you can dye it whatever color you want. Like I got the job, and I made like $80,000, $90,000.
Oh my gosh!
On that, and I'm like, this is all it's about. I'm like, what have I been doing?
Yeah,
I'm all over this. And then after that, I didn't book nothing else for like a year and a half.
That's how it goes.
Reality set in, but
Okay, so now this is one of the commercials that you worked on, and If I'm not mistaken, I think I was actually here doing background the first day that you guys worked on this
Yeah.
one. Down in San Diego, right?
Yeah,
At
that was a
Qualcomm.
Nike combat commercial
Yes.
with Adrian Peterson, and David Fincher was the director on that.
Yeah. Can we put that picture back up there again, though? Because there's also somebody in there
Yeah,
who was
number
kind of
28
famous.
right
Number
there.
28. Now, who's that?
That's the Old Spice guy. That's
Old
my buddy,
Spice.
Isaiah Mustafa.
Isaiah Mustafa.
Me and him played ball together or against each other in college.
Yeah.
And we were buddies back then, and we're still buddies.
Relationships.
Yeah.
Relationships.
So, yeah, and that was a whole culture. Like, doing background football commercials. Like, it was a bunch of ex-football players.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my SAG card. That's how it got started for me.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to transition that into, acting, television, and film.
Yeah.
But that was paying bills
Paying
at
bills.
the time, and that was keeping me afloat out here.
Pay your bills. That's what you got to do as an
Yeah.
actor, first and foremost. Pay your bills and work on your craft. And we have a question from the audience.
Yes, you have a question from Florida.
Florida.
Said that, so you started with commercials. When was the first time you actually were on a TV show?
First time I was on a TV show.
Your first
was-
TV booking.
Well, my first TV show wasn't a booking. I played this sport called Slamball.
Okay.
And I did that for years, and that's why it took me so long to really get to acting, because right when I was thinking about going to acting, Slamball came around, and we started going overseas. We're playing ball.
We got a little clip.
This is the most fun I've ever had doing anything.
Whoa!
Yeah, I was vicious.
That's what you guys was doing?
That's what we was doing. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I can do that.
Extreme basketball, 4-on-4. They just got back from Beijing like maybe 2 weeks ago.
So
they're
it's still
going.
going on?
They're still going. It's thriving overseas.
But you don't play anymore.
I had to make a choice between
That's Afro.
It's my hair days,
hair,
glory
yeah,
hair
yeah,
days,
yeah.
Samson. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I had to make a choice. That's a young man's game.
Yeah,
Can't do it forever.
Can't do it forever. So Slamball was the first on TV.
Well, Slamball, there was a 2-episode arc on One Tree Hill.
Okay.
With Slamball in it, so they used real Slamball players, and I was one of the antagonists for the lead on the show.
Okay.
And
One Tree Hill, right there. Yeah. With the
So with Slamball's on the show for a couple episodes. I'm like, everything is pointing in the direction of acting for me. All these signs keep telling me what I need to do.
Yeah.
As soon as I got back from North Carolina, Wilmington, where they
shot
shoot
it.
One Tree Hill, I got an acting class. I
Okay.
said I gotta stop talking about it, be about it. Got an acting class, and that's where I got my first agent.
And what was your first acting class? Who did you study with?
I was with Arthur Mendoza.
Arthur Mendoza.
Yeah, and he was in Hollywood, California, on Santa Monica.
Yeah.
The Actors Circle.
Very famous
Yeah, he was
acting
great.
coach,
Stella Adler based.
teacher,
Yeah,
who is
he's
now
really good.
deceased. Rest in peace.
No, I don't.
Arthur Mendoza, I
You
thought
just put him in the grave. He's
I'm
not.
sorry.
No, he's alive and
Oh
thriving.
wow. Who am I thinking of? I'm sorry, Arthur. You alive, well ticking? My bad.
Yeah, he's still going.
So you studied with him in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And
And from there, I went on to J.R. Kasha.
Okay, J.R. Kasha.
Yeah.
Who I studied with also
Yeah,
as well.
J.R. is awesome.
Amazing teacher.
Great. New to Hollywood, you got to get an acting coach. J.R. Kasha, look him up. He's a working actor as well. Great. I still work with him one-to-one.
Yes.
He's awesome.
Yeah, gotta look him up, and if we could, I'd love to get a shot of JR because he's an amazing coach.
Yeah.
So you came from JR Kasha. It's CACIA.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing coach. Works with everybody. Really great guy, and just taught us a lot. And
Yeah.
And you brought me to that class as well. So you got your first agent from class, and that first agent, that was JR. Look at
Hey,
JR.
check him out.
Oh, look at that with the stubble. Okay. So from your first acting class, you got your agent, and who was your first agent?
My manager, I'm still with today, is Tom Spriggs.
Tom Spriggs.
Yeah,
okay.
I was in a scene working with someone he was already representing, so he was just there checking, progress, how she was doing. And he asked JR, who's that guy that's working with Felicia? And said me, so he took me on, just to put me out there to see what kind of feedback I would get.
Yeah.
And it went well, so it's like, we'd like to represent you.
Yeah.
And me and Tom, we're going to the top. Like, I'm not going to leave him. He's my guy. Believed in me when no one else did.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're still rolling.
Loyalty, relationships, and there's
So
Hawthorne.
back to the question of my first job that I booked.
Okay.
It was Eastwick.
Eastwick.
Yeah, it was Eastwick. I had 2 lines. I was
ABC?
a firefighter.
It was an ABC show?
Yeah, that's I want to say it was ABC.
Yeah.
And then from there I got Hawthorne.
Okay.
And from there,
Eastwick.
Yeah, Eastwick.
That was about the witches. It was like witches, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember we worked. I think we read that audition together,
Yeah.
like at the house.
All 2 lines.
All right, we're gonna come back to that. We have a question from the audience.
We have a Las Vegas question. What was it like to work with on Hawthorne? Did you meet Jada?
I met Jada, and I met Will Smith. Like, I was in 2 episodes. I was in the 3rd episode, and I was in the season finale episode.
Okay.
So the season finale episode, they had, it was a party on the set.
Yeah.
And all these people came, and I'm like, wow, that's Will Smith.
Yeah.
So I went up to him. I always wanted to meet Will Smith, and he was
Will?
the nicest dude. I'm like, man. He just said, I asked him a couple questions of, advice.
Yeah.
He just said, stay at it.
Yeah.
Perseverance. And that's pretty much what you hear from any working actor that's been out here long enough.
Yeah.
The secret is perseverance.
Perseverance. Stay on it. Stay
Yeah.
humble. Just work.
Yeah.
All right. So Eastwick is the job. Hawthorne. So these are co-stars.
Yeah.
You're doing co-stars, but you're getting like a couple episodes out of
Yeah.
it. You got a couple episodes out of Hawthorne. So where did the progression come to, and how did you make the jump from co-stars to guest stars? Like what did you feel and how did that come about?
It's this whole city to me, and you could ask anyone, it's the course of auditioning. You have to win over the room. You might not get the job, but if you win over the room, they keep bringing you in. And through the course of time, you'll get these jobs.
Yeah.
The first guest star I had was on Single Ladies. With,
Single Ladies.
I did Dark Blue as well.
Blue.
Yeah, I had a couple. I met the casting director for there at a workshop. So anyone says the workshops aren't good, I was at the ActorsE Key in Burbank, California, and met the casting director's associate for Dark Blue.
Okay.
She brought me in 2 episodes. Later I'm on Dark Blue. So your attitude, whatever it is, that's what you put into it.
Yeah.
If you have a good attitude, you go into the workshops thinking it's bad, it might be bad for you. If you go in thinking you're going to plant a seed, you're going to win.
There you go. And this is Single Ladies right here.
With Stacey Dash,
Lovely
yeah.
Stacey Dash.
I got a lot of heat from that episode.
Oh, really? What
Yeah.
was the heat?
Pretty much my character was someone that doesn't date black women.
Oh.
And I was looking at her like, you're not like one of them.
Oh, I could.
So I got a lot of slack for that in the streets.
I can see where the slack would come.
Yeah.
So that was Single Ladies. So that was the first guest star.
Yeah.
And then we go to where?
Then from there, not too long after that, I booked Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
And that was pretty much my introduction into the huge leagues, you
Yeah.
know. And that was a great experience. Paris Barkley and Kurt Sutter gave me an opportunity.
Okay, now we're going to come back to that.
Yeah.
You're watching ActorsE Chat. I'm your host, Reggie Watkins. We'll be right back after a word from one of our sponsors.
The great thing about NNow Media is the one-stop shop. We are soup to nuts. We have writers, directors, producers, animators, motion graphics artists, editors, videographers, musicians, all under one roof. And we are a boutique creative house where we actually do the creative at much more affordable price and have the staff in-house to execute it professionally. My name is John Palacio.
My name is Luz Montez.
My name is Paul Robinson.
I am Jesse Cervantes.
I'm Curtis Peel.
My name is Ben Joran.
One of the most common questions we have from potential clients is how does it work? What happens when you engage NNow Media to create a video, a marketing campaign?
It first starts with, obviously having the phone conversation with the client.
Brainstorm with them to come up with a really good concept and a really good idea to push whatever they're trying to do to the next level.
Only with that in mind can we really try to tailor a concept and a script for their exact audience that fits in with their branding and the message they want to tell.
We'll storyboard it out, get a real rough idea of what we want to do.
We'll then present the client with a couple of options, different ways that we could go with some of the things that we've come up with.
And they'll say this is good, and then we'll come back and we'll start animating that or designing it or editing it.
Our clients are generally, like to be really hands-on, and we'd like to hear from you kind of all along the board. There's no surprises.
What we like to do with every partner is we actually create a page on the NNow website.
So they can give feedback, and that way when the time we get to the final product, usually there's not a whole lot more revisions to do because we've already been working together the whole time.
The big difference is that real personal creative touch.
We have a creative group that can execute that vision, whether it's animation, video, motion graphics, and do so with some unique creative that is custom tailored to that business.
You know, dream it up. It's video. It's magic. It can happen.
All right, welcome back to ActorsE Chat. I'm your host, Reggie Watkins, with my boy, LaMonica Garrett.
Boom.
All right, so we ended, and we're going to pick back up at Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? And there we go, Sons of Anarchy.
We were headed to Vegas, actually. It was a Friday where I got the audition. It was a last-minute audition.
I remember this.
And, yeah, we're going to Vegas, and I got a call like, you got a last-minute casting over at the production office, Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, Sons of Anarchy, it's huge. Like, we got to put Vegas off for a minute. Turned around, went to the audition. No, it was a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So went to the audition, and you know, I read for Paris Barkley, read for Kurt Sutter, Wendy O'Brien, casting director brought me in. Love Wendy, love all of them. And we did the audition. It went well. We did it a few times, and I left there like, all right, you know, left it all in the room. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
So Friday comes around, and we're in Vegas. I'm at the blackjack table, and it was my birthday weekend. It was around May.
Mm-hmm.
Blackjack tables. I get a call from my manager, like, "Hey, you sitting down?" I'm like, "No, I'm standing up. I'm at the tables. I'm up about $80. What's going on?"
Up $80. He was winning.
I'm winning. That's Vegas. Whatever it is. So he was like, "Well, you got Sons of Anarchy. You start work on Monday."
Wow.
I'm like, Monday. I was the loudest dude in that casino. You know when you hear like a big table, like you think all the action's going on at that table?
Yeah.
I might have just lost. They were like, he's only got 2 chips in front of him. Why is he so excited? I just booked the job, like next step in my chapter, LaMonica Garrett.
Yeah.
We drove home. I was on cloud 9. Usually that trip from Vegas back home is like, I was on cloud 9 coming back home.
Yeah.
Started work Monday, and yeah, that was.
There you are. And your role is you were Officer
Dep.Sheriff Cane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dep.Sheriff Cane.
And that, working with those actors, that was like an all-star team of actors.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have the biggest role on the show. And, you know, it's funny when you talk to family and friends that aren't in the business, like, yeah, why don't they give you more lines? I'm like, it doesn't work that way. Like, you know, my mom, like, how come you don't call Oprah, you know, and ask her to put you on different shows? Like, Mom, I don't know why I didn't think of that. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And I looked at Sons like, this is an all-star basketball team, and I'm coming off the bench.
Yeah.
So if they need me to put in 2 minutes and get, take a couple fouls and put in a couple points, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's a great analogy.
Working with all those actors, I learned so much from being there with Jimmy Smits and Charlie Hunnam and Rockman Dunbar and Katie Seagal. Like, it was a clinic in acting. Every day at work was just a blessing.
So I mean, what kind of things? Give me some examples of stuff that you learned while being on that set, like watching, Charlie. And I mean, tell me an example of watching him and seeing him work. Like, what kind of things did you learn?
The relationship between Charlie and the directors and the producers, how they would, get the character right or get the scene right, how they would work together. It wasn't just one, this is the way it goes because it's my way.
Yeah. The
collaboration between, and seeing the relationship and seeing how everyone works together.
Yeah.
And seeing that from a distance was this is how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just seeing the structure of the game. Jimmy Smith, that dude's brilliant.
Yeah.
And seeing them, like, how they go about preparing for their work, it taught me a lot, with how to prepare for my stuff. And I would ask them questions a lot, away from the set, and they were helpful. And they would, I took all that and applied it to my everyday, maturation as an actor.
How was it working with Kurt Sutter?
He was great. He's intense.
Yeah.
He's an intense dude, but I like that. I mean, coming from football, I like it. You tell me what's wrong, what's going on, give me straight up, and I could work with it.
Yeah.
And some actors or some football players, like, they can't take the criticism as constructive criticism.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they go into a shell. No, like,
there's Kurt.
There's Kurt.
Man.
Otto. Yeah. But yeah, I was able to take everything that was given to me and work with it.
Yeah. Okay, so Sons of Anarchy was a big deal for you. But while you were shooting that, you booked a job that you had to go out and work in Philly for, correct?
Yeah, I had a handful of other jobs because of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
You got me that recognition. And I was in Philadelphia shooting Political Animals.
Political Animals.
With Sigourney Weaver, Kieran Hines, that cast, Ellen Burstyn.
Oh, man.
Like, these are
for
like
USA
legends.
Network. Yes.
Yeah, for USA.
There we go.
There's me and Sigourney. Greatest person you could ever meet. She was so nice.
I mean, hold up. You're sitting here with me.
Well, next to you.
Okay.
She's the greatest person you'd ever want to work with. Ellen, she's awesome.
Yeah.
That was just an experience of experiences.
Now tell me, give me a
Greg
short
Berlanti,
story.
Lawrence Mark.
Berlanti.
Yeah, those are the producers.
Berlanti Arrow, correct?
Yeah.
Arrow.
And the first job
Flash.
actually that I tested on, my first test ever, was with Greg.
Political Animals.
Yeah. On Arrow.
Okay.
And
relationships.
Yeah, relationships. I didn't get Arrow.
Yeah.
It came down to me and David Ramsey. That was, and I was nerve wracked for that test. That was my first test, and David was just sitting back cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not nervous? Like, man, after a while, these just become auditions.
Yeah.
It's just another audition.
Yeah.
Like, wow, okay.
So what we need to do is, because you're throwing some terms out here that I want our audience to know about, testing.
Yeah.
So let's go over the process. Okay.
Yeah,
Dave Ramsey.
My buddy.
Yeah. So let's go over this audition process. So the first thing is your agent gets a call. Yeah. Oh, your agent, they submit to the breakdowns or whatever.
Yeah.
And they see a role and they submit your name and they say, okay, LaMonica Garrett. Casting director calls and says, okay, we have an appointment for LaMonica Garrett at Disney at 2:00 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your first audition. You go in and what happens the first audition?
You go in, you sign in, and whatever you prepared the night before, you get your material the night before. Mm-hmm. So you go into your audition. And you might, starting off, it's just going to be you and the casting director, pretty much. You go in, you read for her or him or whoever, and you do a good job. They redirect you. Hey, you can take direction. Hey, this guy's pretty good. You get called back in. And when you go back in this time, there's a lot of producers and directors and writers. It's a full room. And you do it again, and you have the writers there this time. They know exactly what they want. Mm-hmm. So they redirect you. You do it again. Great. It starts out with like dozens, if not hundreds of guys for, the first audition. Then they narrow it down to maybe 30 or 40, 20, hopefully less than that for the callback.
Yeah.
And then after the callback, then you go to, then they test you.
Yeah.
If they really like you, especially if it's a new show or if it's a new series regular role, not a guest star. You don't test on guest stars and co-stars. You test when you're a series option.
Yeah.
So you go to the studio test first, whether it be Warner Brothers or Fox, and you go to the studio test, and there's full room, all the pressure you can imagine. You get there, you have all your contracts waiting. Mm-hmm. They worked it out with your representation the night before.
So you see how much money
you see per episode what you're going to make, and that's the worst part. Yeah, that's what you don't want to look at.
Yeah.
You look at such and such thousands per episode. If this gets picked up and if we want you. Yeah. That's where the knots come up in the and the sweat start because you're thinking about I can take care of this bill and I can take care of that bill.
Yeah.
So you sign the paperwork before you even go in. Mm-hmm. So that's that. So you go in, you have a good audition at the studio test.
Yeah.
And usually at the studio test, it's 4 or 5 guys.
Okay.
So, and I'm describing Arrow to you right now. That was my first one, so I'm walking you guys through it.
Okay.
And if you do well in that one and they like your look, they like everything about your energy, you do a great job, they call you in for the network test. Now, this is the last one. This is the last of all the auditions.
Yes.
All the marbles are on the table, and it's you and one other person.
Okay.
And in this case, it was me and David Ramsey for the role of Diggle on Arrow. Mm-hmm. And that's when you go inside, and it's stadium seating at the network. This was the CW. Mm-hmm. And you have a bunch of suits, briefcases, and everyone's just sitting there watching you and taking notes at every move you're doing, and you can see them peripherally out your eye, and you wish you didn't. You're just trying to focus on the reader, and every move you make, any little gestures, any sudden movements, they're like, what are they writing? What are they writing? You gotta,
his elbow flares out.
Yeah,
too
you got to
much.
get away from that.
Yeah.
You focus here, and afterwards, they come out and they say, thanks for coming. Mm-hmm. They made their selection. You won't know now. You just walk out. And that's when me and David Ramsey walked out, and we were just talking. And he was a good guy. He was telling me other stuff, and we're buddies to this day. I still get advice from him.
Yeah.
He got the job.
Yeah.
And he's someone that's been around for decades. Like, this guy's been a good working actor, really good working actor for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm new to the game, so I'm like, I can't be too bummed about it.
Oh,
this
yeah.
was this
a
is
win.
Mount Everest for me.
Yeah.
Like, win the room.
So a callback is a win for you. Just even
Yeah.
getting the audition is a callback for you. I mean, it's a win for you because it's a lottery. You got a chance to go in and show your work. Take that as a win, and every step you get further than that is just icing on the cake. We have a question from our audience.
Yes, we had an earlier question, but this is the first and best time to bring it up. And by the way, thank you, London. We appreciate you guys over there watching our show.
London.
Thank you so much. They
Big
want to
Ben.
know, and they asked this about a half an hour ago, but now I'm going to ask, any audition hints for people going to audition?
hints.
Tips.
Like tips.
Yeah.
Really, the only way to get better at auditioning is auditioning. I mean, auditioning and acting, it's a skill set in itself.
Yes.
And you can go to an audition class, you can go to an on-camera work class for auditions, but until that light shines on you, like when I'm in acting class, when I'm sitting in the seat, the light bulb is bright. But when I get in front of that, the light bulb shuts off sometimes, so you just really have to be put in that pressure situation and just go through it dozens and dozens and dozens of times before it starts landing for you. You know?
I would also say don't walk in there desperate. You know what I mean? You want to come in and be confident in your work. Know that you're good at what you do and that you're there to work. They're there to see you work. It's mutual respect. Don't go in begging and wanting to overplease. They smell that.
And don't linger.
Don't linger.
Don't linger after the job. Don't linger. Thank you. And get out of the room. And another thing, don't go in there trying to win the job.
Yeah.
Don't go in there trying to give them what they want. It's not about that job. Go in there with your best interpretation of that character that you did the homework on and win the room.
That's it.
Because there's a good chance you're not going to get that job, but when you win the room, they're going to keep calling you back in, and eventually you're going to get something else. Like what happened with Arrow. I won the room. I didn't get that job, but not too long after that, they called me for Political Animals, and it wasn't a read with the casting director. It was straight to the top producers, which knew me from Arrow. One audition. I'm in Philadelphia a week later working on Political Animals.
Yeah.
So I won the room over.
There you go. Now let's talk about this because this happened before Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. Fight Night champion for EA Sports. This is an amazing video game.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about this process. And I got a little story about this too that I don't know if you remember. But okay, so tell us about this game.
I grew up a gamer. I grew up playing video games my whole life. And when I got this job playing Andre Bishop in Fight Night Champion, that was surreal to me. Yeah. Like it wasn't the highest paying job. It wasn't the most prestigious, thespian of jobs.
Yeah.
But it was a video game.
And
I was like, so I'm going to be the character. The character looked like me, and it was a storyline written from Will Rokos that wrote Monster. So it was the script was awesome. I got to work with Eliza Dushku.
Yes.
And this was before Sun, so this is my first big role before that.
Yeah.
So,
you and Eliza?
And you notice all the sensors that are on my face. Like with the motion capture world, you have these dozens of sensors all over your face. You're in a bodysuit with sensors everywhere.
Yeah.
They track your every movement. They track your facial recognition. So the character looks just like you. The mannerisms of the character are you. Like everything is, it's you.
Yeah.
And Fight Night was just, it was surreal to me. So playing the video game after I got it, the storyline was like 2 hours long if you played it through.
Yeah.
That was a time I'd lost track of hours playing Fight Night. Look at that.
That's you. And I remember playing the game and I played against people trying to beat you, and I did it a lot.
Yeah.
I just made sure that
there was rules when we played against people in Fight Night. I couldn't play with myself. I've never heard that before. You can't play with yourself.
Yeah, that's
okay. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
But yeah.
But look at that. Oh, you got moves.
Andre Bishop.
Yeah.
That was, I'm in the streets of Philadelphia working on Political Animals.
Yeah.
And the boxer, he's from Philly. He's Philly-based, and Philly is a big boxing town.
Oh, yeah, big.
So I'm walking around the streets of Philly. Yo, Andre Bishop!
That's cool.
Like, what? How you? Yeah, what's up, man?
That's so cool.
Bishop.
So let's talk about this one right here. Mike and Molly.
Yeah.
That's multicam sitcom. Tell me about that show and just working in multicam world. Like how was that?
That was my first multicam experience. It's when you have a live audience.
Yeah.
You have 4 cameras, and you rehearse all week at the studio. Like when I said I was delivering at Warner Brothers, I was delivering to Friends and Drew Carey and Everybody Loves Raymond. It was a 4-camera type situation.
Yeah. There you
so you rehearse all week, and on Friday or Thursday you do a live show with the audience. And everything you've worked on throughout the week, now you perform it. So that was my first time working with the audience. Yeah. And it was fun.
Yeah.
It's a great
It's like live
experience.
theater.
That's exactly what
I mean?
It's like live theater.
So what do you prefer? Do you prefer single cam or multi-cam?
I prefer work.
Okay.
I prefer work.
And here's some more work right here. Now this is a critically acclaimed show, Getting On HBO, which, I mean, an amazing show, and you're working with Niecy Nash there. Tell me about that.
That was, I got that show, like I said, you win the room.
Yes.
There was a casting director, a big casting house out here. And first going to this casting director, she told my manager, like, he needs more work. He's not seasoned yet. He's not. So coming from a football background.
Getting On.
Yeah, coming from a football background, I took that as constructive criticism. And I just got better and I got better. And eventually, they're like, he's coming of age. He's, he's coming to his own. They hired me on this as well as, his other jobs.
Yeah.
And working on Getting On was just, you got Alex Borstein, Laurie Metcalf, you got Niecy. It's great.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And this is NCIS.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Mark Harmon,
you're working with Mark
Pablo.
Harmon. Yeah. Now where do they shoot that? Because it looks like you guys are in the desert.
They shoot that in Santa Clarita, California.
Santa Clarita. Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me how's it working? Because Mark Harmon is I believe he's the executive producer of the show as well.
He's one of the nicest dudes you could ever meet.
Yeah.
Mark and that whole environment, that cast, you could just tell they've been around for so long, and when you get on a set like that and see the energy and how everyone gets along, it makes sense why they've been around for 10, 11 years or whatever it is.
Exactly.
In between scenes, like Mark's getting little rubber snakes and playing jokes on some of the cast. Like, they just genuinely have fun together. Yeah. And you're together all day, every day for 11 years. You better like the people you work with. Yeah.
So you do that. Now, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to finish up. But right now, you're watching ActorsE Chat. I'm your host, Reggie Watkins. We'll be right back after a word from one of our sponsors.
Have you been waiting for a simple and cost-effective alternative to ISDN? No need to wait any longer. Introducing IPDTL from InQuality. IPDTL is a revolutionary yet easy-to-use webpage which uses Chrome to stream audio to and from anywhere on Earth. Well, audio quality with IPDTL is equivalent to yet far less expensive than ISDN, and with no connection charges. No proprietary hardware or software needed. Just download the Chrome browser and use it. To find out more and to get a free account for your station, go to ipdtl.com. IPDTL is perfect for radio stations and voice talent alike, and can work anywhere in the world. Well, anywhere with the internet, that is. It's here. Go to ipdtl.com and sign up today. IPDTL, the game changer you've been waiting for.
IPDTL is an amazing new technology. In fact, go right now to ipdtl.com/AE, and there you'll find out how you can get rid of your ISDN, how you can do live television broadcasts in full HD, and it's very cost effective. We've been using it for pioneering new technology with our broadcast out of Istanbul on ActorsE Chat. Go there right now.
Hey, welcome back to ActorsE Chat. I'm your host, Reggie Watkins, here with LaMonica Garrett, who just doesn't seem to stop working ever. So we finished with NCIS. Now we're going to talk about some stuff you got going on right now.
Yeah.
So an interesting thing coming from Getting On. So you shot Getting On, you did that, it airs, and people really like it, and then what happens?
It went well, and the producers from another show, NBC show, saw it, and they liked what I did. They contacted my manager for a new NBC show called Mr. Robinson. It's Craig Robinson's new show.
Craig Robinson's new pilot.
Yeah.
The boy, she was getting on, does a good job, and all of a sudden people are watching, and they call and they say, hey, just come have this role.
Yeah, it's a recurring role. It's a great cast, phenomenal cast. Brandon T. Jackson, Perry Gilpin, Craig Robinson, Lenora Critchlow.
Lenora Critchlow, very beautiful, lovely. Hopefully she's watching. There's Craig Robinson.
There's Craig.
If we can get my future wife, Lenora Critchlow, up there, that would be amazing. So you get that, and that's just, you know what I mean, relationships, and also doing good work, and people seeing your work and wanting to work with you.
Yeah,
there
Lenora.
she is. Oh man,
she's awesome.
And she's so nice.
Yeah,
just a good lady. So Craig Robinson, Mr. Robinson Show, you got that. That's a new pilot for NBC.
Yeah.
You also did another show on HBO with historically Emmy-winning, Golden Globe-winning actress who everybody knows and loves. What was this?
Julie Louis-Dreyfus for Veep.
Yes.
Yeah, working on Veep. That you can see me in that coming up. I think it'll air around February 2015.
Yeah. How was that?
She was great. She was fantastic. That whole cast to work with. You could see when you get on these successful shows, you see why it works.
Yeah.
You know, they just genuinely get along. Everyone's hanging out. Everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
And it's a great work environment.
Yeah.
And she was like, when I got the audition, she was in the room. And I was warned ahead of time when I went in there because I'm a huge Seinfeld fan.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to go in there and just run off all kind of Seinfeld episodes, but I didn't want to be the crazy actor coming in. I wanted to get the job. And but got the job and flew out to Baltimore, worked on that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, great experience.
Yeah. So, so Veep is coming. Mr. Robinson should be coming. Let's get that picked
February
up. Yeah, let's get that picked up around
February
2015. And then you've got a movie that you're about to start working on.
Right before the Christmas break happened a couple weeks ago, the same casting director that booked me on Veep called me in for Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell's new movie.
Okay.
So I went in there Thursday before the break had finished, and Friday I get a call from my manager while I'm in Trader Joe's, buying grapefruits and bananas and whatnot.
Trader Joe's plug right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they call me and they tell me, hey, you're going to New Orleans in January for a little while.
Man.
Awesome. Fantastic. And it's just relationships.
Yeah.
You do a good job and they like you, they keep bringing you in and repeat business. That's what the business is about.
There it is. Okay, so I want to ask you a couple quick questions.
And the movie's called Daddy's, I'm thinking
We'll get
Daddy's
back to
Home.
That. Daddy's Home. Okay,
Yeah.
Daddy's Home. I want to ask you just two quick questions. Your greatest achievement in this business so far? What's your biggest success?
I don't know if I have any one big success. I think
Or most proud, the thing you're most proud of since you've been in LA working as an actor.
Each year it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Fight Night came around, that was my greatest success.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy was my greatest success. And now each of these guest stars, I'm sure this film would be my greatest success after I'm finished with it.
Yeah.
So just working and being able to stay out here it's success in itself.
Yeah. Your biggest disappointment?
Biggest disappointments. I would say I don't have any one big disappointment. I get disappointed every time I don't get the job. But perspective, I win the room over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So every time I don't, especially when I'm testing, and I've tested maybe 6 or 7 times, if I don't get the test, I get bummed out, but those same casting directors are calling me back in.
Yeah.
And producers are requesting me now, so it's not a disappointment.
There it is. So we're going to go through some of your websites here so people can stay in contact with you and reach out to you and just follow your career because you just continue to work. So now we've got your IMDb page, your Internet Movie Database page.
Yeah.
Go to that, imdb.com. Check out LaMonica Garrett. You can see all his pictures, his work. It's his Facebook.
Facebook page.
LaMonica space Garrett, 2
Yeah.
T's. AT&T Park because we're San Francisco Giant fans. Yes.
And my Twitter page.
Yes.
At LaMonica Garrett.
At LaMonica Garrett. What's that picture from? Where's that?
That's the sun.
Sun? Oh, yeah.
Marina Del Rey.
It was the sun. And there's my IMDb page, Reggie Watkins. Look at that. You see how the tie is kind of just a little lax?
33 reps.
There's my Facebook page, Reginald Vaughn Watkins. And there's my Twitter, at Reggie Watkins Jr. That photo looks kind of good. That was kind of cute. I was kind of cute in the photo.
33 reps.
33
Reg.
reps, Reg. There you go. We really appreciate you guys checking this out. And if you could also go and check out ActorsE.com and take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Sonia Harley, one of your ActorsE Chat hosts. Thank you for joining us on ActorsE Chat. We are now 6 million viewers strong from all over the world, and we really appreciate you. ActorsE Chat shoots live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time from the Pepper J Production Studio right in Hollywood, California. Want to see all of today's episode or any other ActorsE Chat episode? Please visit ActorsEntertainment.com and put the talent's name in the search box. For instance, like if you're looking for Sonia Harley, for me, put in Sonia Harley, and we'll take you right where you need to go. And go ahead and visit the Actors Entertainment on imdb.com. That's the Internet Movie Database to see the more than 1,300 entertainment industry professionals that have been guests on ActorsE Chat. And social media is so important, so please follow us on Twitter. Our handle is at Actors Entertain, and join us on Facebook at Actors Entertainment fan page. And don't forget to like us, because those likes, they really do help out. Stay tuned for our Actors Reporter animation, which won Best Animation at the Telly Awards. Great job, and Now Media, and Pepper J Productions, and terrific singing by Melissa Suzanne. And now, a special thank you to today's ActorsE Chat guest.
Hey, welcome back to ActorsE Chat. I'm your host, Reggie Watkins, and we're here with our guest, LaMonica Garrett. I just want to thank LaMonica for coming out and hanging out with me for an hour and talking film biz, acting biz, just sharing your life with people who are interested to know about how things go in this town. It was really just amazing to hear, and proud of you. And I pray that the work just keeps coming your way. And you know, when you get big enough to give me some work, I'll take that too as well.
All day.
Yeah, but we just appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
And we want to thank you, the audience, for watching. We love you. Keep being inspired. Hustle, work. Do everything you can to be everything you want to be in life, and it will happen for you.
Work ethic, perseverance, and attitude.
There you go. Have a good evening, good day, good afternoon, morning, whatever. See you guys later. Bye.
What's that? ActorsE Chat show? Happens to be my favorite. In the morning, I want nothing but a cup of coffee, a bottle of Kahlua, 6 naked girls. Wait, no, that's not right. ActorsE Chat show.
Thanks for joining us on ActorsE Chat. Remember to visit ActorsE.com and enjoy all your past ActorsE Chat episodes with celebrity favorites. Look in the search box to find who you're looking for. ActorsE has had over 1,300 entertainment celebrity guests and over 6 million viewers worldwide. Join us every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Thank you for watching ActorsE Chat live from Hollywood. ActorsE Chat is a co-production of Pepper J Productions and Live Video Inc., a Kurt Kelly company. All rights expressly reserved in all formats. Thanks for watching.
Oh my gosh, hey big Hollywood starlet that just happens to be walking by. Yes? I'm not from around here, but I want to be an actress just like you. What do I need to know? Kid, let me tell you, whether you're a seasoned pro or a naive newbie like you, there's one thing you need to know. To get my first job, I lived in a slum, beat out 50 other girls to play a drunk bum.
I cried.
My first agent charged me 30%.
Thanks.
Working 3 jobs and I couldn't pay rent, but I'm an actor.
She's an actor.
A shark gnawed my leg on a beef film in Sydney. To pay for the stitches, I sold my left kidney. I finally made a union, their rules were complex. Their piles of paperwork fogged up my specs. But I'm an actor.
She's an actor.
I'm an actor. Well, that's rather disturbing, but what's the one thing I need to know? Don't listen to the critics. Don't follow all the tabs. Forget that sleazy photog and the agent that's got crabs. Go to Actors Reporter. ActorsReporter.com. Learn the tricks and the secrets without all the sweat. An info-packed one-stop shop. It's free and on the net. Actors Reporter. ActorsReporter.com.
How can they help her?
Career cues, union news, makeup woes, advice from pros, insurance tips, choosing scripts, everything at your fingertips. Actors Reporter. sports reporter dad. Call.
I just got a call back.
I'll do it.
Oh, hello. I'm Mary Jo Gruber. Thanks for joining us on ActorsE Live Chat Show. I'm just one of your ActorsE hosts, but as you can see, I'm also the ActorsE Live video editor, which means that I'm here, even when you don't see me. ActorsE is here to chat with you Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Hollywood time, as I like to call it. Our guests include actors, directors, producers, writers, singers, comics, and others that are all in the entertainment industry. You can see previous shows at www.actorsentertainment.com, and be sure to check out our guest index to find your favorite celebrities. See you next time. I'm working.